Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Another amazing, another interesting episode is upon us again. You know what you're watching right now? It is Afro Podcast Channel. Right here, we'll bring you stories that touch their lives, stories that changes lives. We'll bring you people who have experienced the Lord, who through their experiences are breaking grounds at this time and will continue to break grounds. Ladies and gentlemen, on today's episode, we have a man wearing so many hats. And those hats, ladies and gentlemen, comes with a lot of success. Though hard work, but success. He will let us into those hats that he's wearing. He is a man of wisdom. This interview, ladies and gentlemen, is advice-driven. We're going to learn a whole lot. So please pay scrupulous attention. My name is Martins Benson. I'm fondly called the Mic Master. I am your host. On the seat, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Olumide Olutayo. Sir, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. That was a tremendous touch point. Like, the way you just went about it. I even like, oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, so prior to my conversation, I beg your pardon, prior to when we started shooting, I had a very quick chit chat with him, and he said some things that struck me, and we're going to start. So this is not going to be the conventional way of starting. Mm-hmm. When we were talking, you mentioned that we're going to get to the many hats that you wear.
Yeah.
Right. But you said that, which is one of the hats that you wear, that you learned how to fly a plane in your old age.
Mm-hmm.
So why did you see the need to learn how to fly a plane in your old age?
Okay, so...
And by old age, what do you mean?
Yeah, so I came to Canada when I was 46, 47, thereabout.
Okay.
That's a story for another day.
Okay.
Right? And all through, when I was growing up, I was fascinated with flying and all that.
Okay.
Well, you know, back in Nigeria, it's an arm and a leg to going to flying, and so I couldn't do that. So when I came here, like, this is a new ground. This ground holds opportunity for anyone. So I said, okay, for one thing, just to tell my kids that whatever you put your mind to, you can do it.
Okay.
And that the sky is just your stepping stone, not even your limit. So I said I was going to do flying so that I can reference it to my kids. And when I say my kids, I have people that my nieces and nephews that stay with me in the university also. So like, okay, if I do this and they say I can do it at my age, then they don't have an excuse for doing anything. So I went into it and I did it, not because I wanted to fly commercial planes, just to satisfy that curiosity in me, that how do they fly this? And that curiosity has led me into so many other things that I do.
Okay, so now let's talk about the many hats that you wear.
Oh, okay.
Tell us about these hats that you wear.
All right. So, like I tell people, right? When you came to Canada, but you were not just born into this world.
Okay.
There's no lesson. There's no skill set you have. That's not valuable. Okay. Whether you have it in Nigeria, wherever you have it in, is the way you can tweak it into the environment here that will make it either a success or a failure. Okay. In Nigeria, I had numerous companies. I've never worked with anybody in my life.
Wow.
Never.
Never done a 9 to 5?
Never. I left university and I started my business.
Oh.
And I was successful as that. My business is still running in Nigeria. I have a printing press that still runs. Okay. I can close it. Because if I bring the money they make there, it's good money in Nigeria, but in the sense of bringing that money here is nothing. Like maybe if you say 20 million, what's 20 million in Canadian dollars, right? True. But in Nigeria, 20 million is good money. So I have it there just because I have my workers that they still depend on it. So, and they do work. I print for a lot of organizations. I still print for like, let me just name one. I print for the convention or the RCCG. I still print. I print a couple of stuff. And, you know, so that's that. So when I came in here, I I do printing here for loads of people.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
that's one of my
okay.
books that I brought here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. One hat.
So that's one hat. Secondly, I do construction.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I've been doing it in Nigeria. So I brought it here and I got licensed. And I started doing. Initially, I didn't get licensed. So what I did was I had someone that had the license, right? So in your company, you just need someone that has the license by law, right?
Okay.
So the guy had the license and he was part of our company. You know, he was in the directorship. So the license, we were working, we're doing basement. We'll get the permits and do the basements and do that. Started doing buildings. I did a couple of churches.
Okay.
Built the inside, did the interiors and all that. And
Okay.
I started doing basement for people. That full basement that would has the Lego backing, and you look at it, it's like a house. People live there, like 3-bedroom basement, kitchen, and all that. So I did that. Then I started little constructions like that. So that's one hat.
Okay.
Another hat is in my old age, I went and I learned how to be a project manager.
Oh, PM.
I did business analysis.
Okay.
And I did project manager. I did project managerial position. I did Scrum Master. I did all that. I got satisfied for it. And right now, I work with the government as a contractor. And I do infrastructure movement. I'm an infrastructure PM.
Oh, wow.
So that means we're talking about moving over network cables, data center, all those infrastructures. So it's a different ball game. And I had to learn the realms of working with people, like getting paid for what you do in terms of an employment. So it's a different thing when you're the boss, you own the business. It's a different thing when you come and work with people, diverse people, especially in the age when we were growing up. Like we didn't have the computer. I went to ABU, Zaria.
Oh,
and
okay.
I remember our computer room was a big house. We had one big cowboy computer, one big computer like a house. So you can imagine from there, learning how to use a computer when on my own, coming to Canada, being a project manager. And what I do is I'm a project manager position is remote, 100% remote. So I'm in my house. I'm controlling 7 different teams that have teams of, they have people like of 7 members each in 7 teams. So you imagine, and they're diverse. Some of them are in India, some of them. So you imagine that team as a project manager, you need to know every little thing. And you need to be able to combine that thing for them to give you the deliverables. So that's another hat I wear.
Wow.
Now, another hat I wear.
Okay.
I have a company called Suya Daddy.
Hey, tell me about that.
Oh, so Suya Daddy is... So you need to eat my suya first of all. Okay,
so it is just for context now, just for clear context, it is the same Nigerian suya that we know.
Yes.
Suya, okay, great. All right.
Suya Daddy.
Okay.
That's why it's called Suya Daddy.
Okay.
It's the same. I schooled in the north, so I learned how to do that in the north. So when I came here, it's something that started like a joke, right? My wife is a foodie, right? So she likes food and like that, and she's like, oh, every Christmas I have families in Canada. They're up to, when I say families, first cousins, and we are up to like 20-25. So Christmas, everybody comes to my house. I am the oldest among all my cousins, and so people come to my house and we spend money. We have to bring the gifts under the tree and everything. So it's a Boxing Day thing. People come and I make cuisines. I just make the suya, and everybody like, oh my God, do this now, please do this. So I skeptically started it, and I did a couple. And people loved it. And next thing, I'm being called for events, left, right, and center. And you know what I'm doing right now?
Tell me.
I created a package for suya that's going to be put in every African store. It's coming out by January.
Oh,
everything is done. I didn't want to start it in December because December is so busy for me. So January, you'll be seeing Suya Daddy packed in all stores that are African. and I'm going to move it to next level. I just want to do the African stores first because suya is done by Africa.
Yeah.
And by the time I can move it into other chains, food chain stores that Africans go there and Caribbeans go there. So that way you'll see suya daddy everywhere.
How do you, first, it's fascinating to know that you've not worked under anybody before.
Never.
And when I was having my introduction, I said that this interview is going to be advice driven.
Yep.
So I'm going to start rolling that out in their numbers.
Awesome.
Would you advise somebody to do a 9-to-5 as opposed starting his or her own business?
That's a very good question. And I want to take it from the adage that the Yoruba people say. And sorry, I'm going to speak Yoruba.
Please, feel free.
It says, Isheri Owowe. Now, they say, I'm trying to remember the adage itself. It says, Isheri Ishalashila Owowe Alashije.
Okay.
Now, what does that mean? No, Isheri Alashije Owowe Alashila. That's it. What does it mean? When you do your 9-to-5,
okay,
they give you money to come back.
Whoa.
They give you money to come back.
Whoa.
That money, except you're super, super smart, that money will always keep you coming back. And that's why you see people coming to Canada, they're like, oh, I'm going to use 10 years in Canada and go back. 30 years down the line, they're still there. Because that money cannot keep, you can't get out of it. It's like a rat race. But when you do your business, initially it can be rough. It will be rough. Not, it can be rough. It will be rough. And why is it rough? An aeroplane, when it wants to take off, uses maximum power. That's when you burn gas. That's when you burn all the weight in the plane. Because you are trying to break through the force, the gravitational pull that's pulling you down. You're trying to break through it. That's exactly the same thing that happens to business. When you want to start your business, that's when you put in everything and you do not see it. It's moving, but you do not feel it is moving until you get to a point and you look back like, oh, how did I get here? That's why business is the only way to be successful. When you work, you're just going to have a good life. When you want to be rich, tell me one rich person that works that is rich. When you talk about the Elon Musk, talk about Mike Adenuga, talk about Elumelu, talk about people that's into and Tudor is not rich. Doug Ford is not rich. They're just okay. But Trump is rich.
Yeah.
He's a businessman.
Yeah, he's a businessman.
Elon Musk is rich.
Yeah.
And if you want to say, oh, the actors work, but that's their business. They are a brand. Because art's a business, it's not a work. It's not a job. It's a business. That's why they have hired people to be their executive manager, their finance manager, because they just concentrate on the acting part of the business. The other people take about. So if you do anything you do and you don't do it as a business, then you're not just gonna make head meets.
What are the when starting a business here in Canada? Amidst the whole regulations and all of those licensing, all of those things, back in Nigeria, we have a little bit of latitude because the system is not as stringent as it is right here. Here is 100% by the books. No disrespect to my country back in Nigeria, right? Yeah. When starting a business, what are the things to be honest with you? Not everybody wants to work under somebody. But
they don't know how to do it.
The fear. First is the fear. Second is this word or saying that you need a regular source of income. right? And that only working 9 to 5 can give you a regular source of income, right? But when starting a business, what are the things to consider to make sure that you have a formidable start?
So that's a very good question. And when starting a business, first of all, I always tell anybody that wants to start a business, don't drop what you're doing first.
Okay.
Because first of all, you need finance to feed your family. And you need to pay your rent or mortgage, whatever you're paying for. So you need that job. So that means you're going to work extra hard, right? Okay. And it's a sacrificial period. All those things you want to buy, leave it. You can buy those things later in life when the business comes up. Now, first of all, you have to look into the regulations around that business. What you need to start the business. I'm talking about regulation-wise, right? You need to know the regulation-wise. Once you know the regulations, you look at your catchment area. Who are the people that are going to patronize this business? And so you look at the business. Who are the people initially that are going to patronize the business? So with that, you know where you want to locate that business. Okay. Once you know all those little things, then you look at how do I start? What financial capabilities or necessities do I need to put this business in place? Now, if you know that you cannot do it alone, like you don't have the finances to do it alone, now you look for partners.
Okay.
Now, your ability to sell. So first of all, like I tell people are not buying into your business. They are buying into you. Now, if you're someone that doesn't have a good reputation, nobody's going to buy into you or buy into your business. Because I want to know that if I'm investing, even if it's 2,000 I'm investing, it's not going down the drain, right? And it's going to be used towards the end or the aim we put it out to for. So you need to have all those. Now, you don't have to have, like I tell people, you don't have to have a building. You can start. That's why Canada is good. You can start the business in your house and your house become your home office, your home location for the business. Okay. Now, people do this mistake. They want to start the business with a big name, like, oh, I want to go and register the business as a business, right? Once you do that, I'm trying to remember the right word, incorporation. Yeah. Once you incorporate that business, then you have to every year spend the minimum of 2,000 to 3,000 for your accountant to do your books. Yeah. And you pay taxes or whatever. Sure. But if you register as a business name, it is linked to your person. Then whatever you pay for your taxes goes with the business. Oh. Now, when you grow and you need to be incorporated, then you get incorporated. A lot of people want to put the horse before the cart. No, to put the cart before the horse instead. That's how it's done. Let your business start on its own. And it will easily migrate by itself. You get to a point that you yourself, you know that, no, I have to incorporate this business.
Why do you think that, because we also having that conversation before we started, why do you feel that a lot of Nigerians, when they come here, they don't take advices?
So
because you said that before.
Yeah,
that I said they were 3 years, 4 years. Because you also, I think it was your niece you mentioned or somebody very close to you that the advice you gave her, when she got here, 4 years she came back to do that same thing you told her. Why do you think that people don't listen to advices when they get here?
That has led a lot of people into bankruptcy. They've lot like some people, people don't know, Nigerians. Sorry to say, I love my country. I love my both countries, both Nigeria and Canada. I love them. And a lot of people don't know things. And they don't know it. And they don't seek those knowledge. Mm-hmm. There are two things. Another sort of people are wicked.
They are what?
Wicked. Nigerians, seriously. They're like, you come. You didn't go through what I went through. And you want me. I drove this Uber 2 years. I was doing Labor Unlimited.
Labor Unlimited.
Before I got this.
Labor Unlimited.
Yeah. You know what Labor Unlimited is? Oh, this Labor Unlimited, you go there, you sit down in the morning in the cold. People that load trucks. They load trucks in Canada. You know, Kaya. They do it in Canada. They will come, we need 4 people, and they take you there. They load trucks in the night. All those trucks that go to Montreal, US and all that. They load them. People load them.
Wow.
Yeah, Nigerians, people, Indians, everybody do that job. So they say, I've done that job before, I now got my way. You want just come, I'll give you the lesson. Then you go and blow. That's wickedness, right? Now, people come around, and because you tell them this is what to do.
Okay.
But because they are hearing too many voices.
Okay.
And they don't know the voices they are hearing. They can't decipher which one is right and which one is not right. You are telling them this process is going to take you maybe 7 months or 6 months to get into the mainstream. But somebody's telling them you don't need that. More in 2 months, you'll be good. So they're like, where we're coming from, we're like shortcuts. Like okay, that was 7 months. Why would I be doing for 7 months? Let me do this short month. But you're telling them, this is what you're meant to do. This is the process. But you can still do all these little things to support yourself till that 7 months when you are going to be in that place you want to be. But they want to fly. So they're like, okay, that's one. He doesn't want me. So at the end of the day, they hurt themselves badly. A lot of people are in credit card debt. A lot of people don't know what to do. Like, I met a young man, and he wanted to do something. He's like, but can you help me do this? I'm like, what's wrong? Why does he have a card? He says his card has a limit of 300. Like, your credit card. I said he pays 300 into the credit card for him to have the 300. I said, that's not credit card, that's debit. He said, what happened? He said that when he came back, some people told him to go and collect credit cards. To collect like 4. And as you spend it.
Oh my God.
You guy collected credit card. He had 4,000, 3,000.
He can never recover from it.
He consolidated,
Wow.
And they gave him a card that he can only pay 300 in it. And I'm like, what kind of life is that? I'm serious. I've met people like that. And these are educated people. Educated, they were at university, right? And they put themselves in that situation. So it takes them like 14 years to get out of that situation. What else is remaining? So when you come, right, I tell people, look at the person that is giving you the advice. For example, when I came, some people when I said I was going to buy a house, like, you want to buy a house in Canada? They don't buy houses in Canada. I'm like, why? They say, no, go and buy a house in Nigeria. I'm like, what? So those people that I met, they live their life as if they're suffering, right? Every small money, they're packing it and sending it to Nigeria. Now, I met one of them. I said, all the money you sent to Nigeria, what is the value of the money now? He sent the money to Nigeria and was not keeping it in dollars, right? And at one point in time, they removed all your dollars in the bank, right? Yeah. So he was keeping it in naira. So what's the value of the naira that you have? What can he do for you? If you have a problem here, can you bring what is going to turn to? So I tell people, if you come here, first of all, know that you are here because put your mindset here. Some people come to Canada and their mind is still in Nigeria. They know everything that is going on in Nigeria. But did you know that Canada, for example, today, was it last week, when Trump said he was going to put tariffs on our every goods that come here, Doug Ford said that he will personally go to New York and pull the switch.
Yes, electricity, true.
Because we give them
power
from our nuclear plants.
Yes, we give them power.
If you're not in tune, how will you know that?
Oil too, yeah, sure.
So, and there's so much opportunities, but people, we are tuned back to Nigeria. If you are here, I can't talk without saying the Bible. The Bible says a double-minded man cannot obtain anything from God. And if your mind is in two places, you're in Nigeria and you're here, you can't get anything. Because you're not getting the best there, you're not getting the best there. So when you're coming, I know you're here first. Settle yourself. When you're good, you can think about Nigeria, what investment to do there. Come here first and put your mind here and put your head down and walk. Don't be doing all those frivolities and you're not coming here for party, right? You know what you're coming for. That's why, sorry to say, you see the Indians, they compete among themselves, but they help themselves the most.
The Indians, right?
When an Indian man enters the company, in the next 6 months, go there. Everybody there is Indian. Go to Amazon. But Nigerians, if there's an opportunity, I won't tell you.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you for real. And I know your audience are going to be shaking their head to this. If there's an opportunity there in that company, he will not tell you. We need to change that mentality among our people. You cannot, the Bible says, Yoruba says something. They say, Oshushowo. Do you know the meaning? When you have a bunch of broom.
Yeah, it's unbreakable.
It's unbreakable. Yeah. But if you take one,
it's very much breakable.
Two will break. Yeah. We need to create a community. The Israelis, do you know why the US cannot do but support them? If the Israelis pull out their finances in US, the US is just going to collapse. And the Israelis don't do business outside. They do business within families, themselves. Their type. They even have a bank that they borrow money for themselves without interest. But we, as a people, we come and we are competing ourselves. Good, competition is good. Right. Competition brings the best. But in your competition among yourselves, don't be wicked to yourselves. At least let the person go. Then compete with him. Don't trample on him and don't let him go. You have an opportunity to tell somebody, oh, this is this. Tell him the right thing. Don't tell him the wrong thing. Help people. That's why I say, and another thing, people that come in, when someone gives you an advice, look at the person giving the advice. Person that doesn't have clues and is telling you he's going to give you clues.
But sorry to cut you, because I was also going to pressure you on that point. When people move to Canada, best believe that 70% of those that move to Canada, beg your pardon, are vulnerable.
Very vulnerable.
Now, so it's very easy to be receptive to both things that matter and things that don't matter. Thereby, they get swayed. Thereby, they go off the racetrack to success, right? Apart from all of these advices, what are some of the... because they are vulnerable, they can accept anything. They don't even know who this person is in Canada that's giving them the advice. Yeah. Let's be very honest. The person might not even have an apartment of his own and he's saying, oh, you can do this in XYZ amount of... XYZ period of time, right? How can someone decipher that I need to take this advice from this person? Because settling down is not easy, right? Considering their vulnerability, how can they be able to settle in and know what right advice is to get from what type of person?
First of all, that when people are coming, when they come, it happens to everybody, right? The best of us, it happens to us. When you're trying to relocate to Canada, the moment they give you your PR or whatever, you don't plan. You're like, hey, well, Canada, I'm going to Canada. Movement. Hey, what am I going to get? You're forgetting that you're going somewhere you've not gone before. So my first advice to people that want to come, first of all, have a plan.
Okay.
Talk to people that you know go to network their WhatsApp groups of people in Canada. Reach out to people. You know what? If you ask somebody, if they, like I tell you, if you want to talk to the president of the US, you just need 4 people. The president of the US is 4 phone calls from you. If you want to talk to the president of Nigeria, is 4 phone calls. You just need to talk to 4 good people before you talk to the president. It's for you to know those 4. That's the problem. When you talk to one right person, like, okay, I know someone that knows somebody that knows somebody. 4. Anybody in this world is 4 calls away from you. So if you do your due diligence and you seek, who is in Canada? Somebody will reach out to you. You get somebody that can reach out to you, that you can reach out to, and you can say, oh, I am coming. What should I do? I have 3 people that are my mentors, right? I send them to school. They just finished university. His dad died when he was maybe 4 years old. That guy, I've never seen a diligent boy like that. He's finishing, like, he came out with 2-1 upper. He had gone his NYC. He did statistics. He's doing business analyst training, and he's doing SQL licensing. So, and he's of young age. So he's doing that en route to Canada. When he comes here, he gets a job. I paying him £120,000 per annum at 25 or 27. And I'll say, by the time he uses that, and he builds and credit and infrastructure, and he builds a house, or buys a house, and he does something, and he starts his own company. And they're like, oh, that guy's a whiskey. He's not a whiskey. He's just blind. So that's one. People that are there. People that are here that found themselves in the logjam. Like, now I'm here. I don't know what to do. Now, first of all, seek help.
Okay.
Now, how do you seek help?
Okay.
There are many Nigerian groups in Canada. Most of them, they have good admins. They are good people. Yeah. Go to the group and look for the admin number and reach out to the admin and say, this is my situation. Because for you to be an admin on the Nigerian group, that means you have capacity to handle people's madness. So you are calm. And you have the initiative to create that group for you to be an admin. So you have somebody, a better IQ and personality. Reach out to that person and say, this is my situation. I need help. Don't be shy. Everybody has needed help at some point.
Yeah, true.
Say, I need help. This is how I find myself. Be true to yourself. They say the child that lifts his hand up is carried. Yeah. If you don't, I'm not the psychic that I'm going to know that you have a problem. So that's just say, I need help, and let people help you.
Okay.
And that's it, because that's the only way, because you're already in it. And if you get the wrong advice, then you're going deep, digging your grave deeper. Yeah. So that's my advice to them.
All right. Being a man with many hats, right? How are you able to give time to all of these professions without letting one suffer?
That's a good one. So first of all, you need to know your capacity. If you don't have my strength, don't do what you cannot do, right? I've been running this for a while, right? I didn't start it here, right? Back in Nigeria, I started it. And it was easier there because, labor is cheaper in Nigeria than here, right?
True.
And with the fact that labor is cheaper, you can say, oh, you delegate, but at the same time, oversight. Be given oversight to where you delegate things to. Now here, labor is not that easy. It's at a premium, right? So first of all, at the initial stage of your business, you are going to be the jack of all trades. You do everything. Let me give you an example. My friend and I, we bought a company here, existing company. He was in Nigeria. That time I was here, I had not become part of that company. He was paying the salaries because it was an existing company. The owner sold it.
Okay.
He was paying the salaries of the people from Nigeria. He was paying each one of them $3,000 from Nigeria, 8 people. Those guys were using the company because there was no oversight, nobody giving them oversight here.
Wow.
They were going to their competitors and giving the business to their competitors. His business. By the time he came here, they won the company down.
Oh wow.
And he bought the company for $250,000. He put $150,000 in that company. I said, my guy, let's come together. And we started. First of all, got rid of all the stuff. We only kept one. We said, guy, we're not going to be paying you money as salary. When we have a job, we call you and you come. Are you good? He was the only one that was really trying to make the business work. The other ones were, and you know what? The moment we let them go, guess what? They got employment in our competitors. So,
oh wow,
yeah. So they're white, not black. So when this guy that we talked to is the only white guy there, it was so true. So we told him this is the situation. I said, no problem. He said, whenever we need him, you call him. And what happened? We started the business. We even got in a contract with a big builder to do the cabinets. We do cabinets. So we do cabinets. So that's one of the major contracts we got. Okay. When they like Matani, but we didn't do Matani. I'm just not telling the name of the company. Okay. So we got the contract with them. All the units they do, we do the cabinets. Now we are bringing in people, our own people, that can do the kind of cabinets we want them to do, not the ones that they just couple here, right? So they are looking at the different kind of cabinets we are doing. And like, wow, they didn't know cabinets can be, like you have a kitchen cabinet and you put a groove under, you put LED lights inside and you seal it up. So when you put on the lights, that place glows. Like, wow. Just being innovative in your space. True. So that's what we're doing for unit houses. So the unit houses come like customized houses. So that, first of all, gave us leverage. Now we're bringing people in from Nigeria because we're saying the people here do not have that skill set to be able to do what we want. So that's giving opportunity to people to come in. We're bringing carpenters, artisans here. Giving them a change in their life. So that's one thing. You need to know your strengths. You need to know your ability. And if you do not know, if you know you cannot do it, don't do it. And if you know that, for example, you have the finances that you've kept somewhere that can run that business for a while before you get yourself together, then do it. Or partner with somebody that has that ability, that has that capacity. And one question I know you wanted to ask was that, how do I manage this with my home fund? Yeah, it's not easy. There's nothing easy. One thing has to give. My weekends, I don't know. That's my time with my family.
Nothing work at all on weekends. Exclusive for family.
I take my kids for swimming. I take them for piano lessons on Saturday morning. From Saturday, we go to swimming. We come back, we play ball. It's my Saturday is for my kids. Nothing takes me out my house on Saturday and forget it.
Nothing at all.
If give me money, I tell you,
Yeah.
Because that's the life. That's what all this thing we're doing. What are we doing it for?
For the kids.
Exactly. Why did I come to Canada at my old age?
Yes, to give them a better life.
Exactly.
True.
So if you give them a better life and you're not there and your kids become wayward, because you know what? There are voices in Canada.
True.
Your kids are hearing voices.
True.
Now you need to be able to quiet that voice and be a friend to your child, whether your daughter or your son. Be a friend to them, that they can come to you like, Daddy, is this thing good? Say, and don't judge them. Like when they come to you, don't say, like Nigerian fathers will say, no, let him express himself. Then reason with him. Even God our Father, he says, come, let's reason together. He didn't say, bring king. reason with him. This thing, I know your friends are doing this. One of my child came and said, "Oh, can I date?"
Oh wow.
Yeah. So what do you tell him? Like, okay, I was like, what is the end? What's the end goal to your dating? He said, we just want to be friends. I said, yeah, okay. But at the end of the day, when you date, what do you achieve towards it?
Sure.
I said, when I dated your mom, we dated to get married. I said, are you thinking of marrying now? I said, no. I said, then do you see one today? No. So I told him the end point from what he was thinking about, and he saw it that way. But he can come to me and ask me, when you were growing up, could you go and meet your daddy and say, exactly. You have to give your kids that conducive atmosphere for them to be able to come and talk. Don't be an African father. You are no longer in Africa, right? You're in Canada. And they are seeing their kids, they are seeing their peers talk to their parents. And you are Mr. Stone, strong man. They won't be able to talk to you. They will be talking to somebody or give them the wrong advice. And you lose your child.
But I just want to, while we're trying to wrap up, I want to, because this is also very, very integral to people watching. Apart from business analysis, we go on the internet and we see a lot of different stories about high-paying jobs, about jobs in high demand. I mean, it's not like a cliche, it's all over the internet. But because you are an experienced entrepreneur, because you are breaking grounds in all of these caps that you're wearing, you are wearing it so nicely. What are some of the in-demand jobs that Nigerians can key into
easily
when they get into Canada? And because some will tell you, once you do this job in 2 months, you get a job. I beg your pardon. Once you do this training in 2 months, you get a job. Once you do, and 1 year down the line, because every market right now is pretty much saturated. Something must give you the X factor over other candidates.
Yeah,
right.
True.
What are the jobs that are in demand apart from business analysis, which everybody knows, right? Not everybody can afford, by the way. But what are the jobs that are in demand right now that Nigerians can quickly top of their mind key into when they get here and start their career?
You know, the funny thing is,
tell me,
business analysis is just one aspect of IT.
Okay.
IT is broad.
Okay.
You have QA testers.
Okay.
You have project manager. You have scrum masters. You have dev team. You have cloud computing. There's so much in IT.
Okay.
But you know, Nigerians, right? We make noise about things.
Okay.
The Indians were here. They were doing this thing quietly. Nigerians came with loud, hey, business analysis. There's so much thing that you can do. You can be a statistic person. You can be what's called this thing? I'm trying to remember it off my head. Cybersecurity. There's so much.
But not everybody is tech savvy though.
See, let me tell you something. Like, my wife you can't connect two wires together. She has been in the company. She's the lead of business analysis. Yeah. I have friends that I never did, like I told you, I never worked before.
Yeah, right? You did.
Now, first of all, like I was telling one of your colleagues, like, your brain is an elastic. True. It's as elastic as possible.
True that.
It's how you apply it.
True.
You know, that time you sit down and you scroll your phone and you're watching X and YouTube and everything. I tell my kids that. So let me tell you one thing. I'm in a meeting. I'm sitting down with directors. I have my phone by my side like this. And they ask a question. They're talking. And they ask a question. I just go to ChatGPT. And I ask, what is this? And it breaks it down. Like, I don't understand this. And I'll say, you know what? People don't know that the way you query an app is the way it's going to respond
to you through that.
And I go to, and I say, explain this to me as if you explain it to a 5 years old. And he breaks it down in different scenarios on the fly in the meeting. And I read it. I have an understanding of what they're talking about. Because I'm telling you, I'm doing technical things. I'm talking with high technical people. I didn't do this before. Never done it before. And I open my mouth and I talk. And the room goes silent. And the vice president says, that's a valid question. Wow. Like, who can answer it? That has given me a dove to my heart. Because I am using technology. Be friends with technology.
Okay.
Your phone is the biggest encyclopedia you have.
True.
But people do not use it. Our mind is lazy. Once your mind is not lazy, you can be anything you want to be in this world. That's the bottom line of it. Once you have a mindset that you can do anything, then you can do it. But if you do not have that mindset, then sorry, me and you can have a podcast from now to everlasting.
True.
It will not touch them.
True.
So that's why I love what you guys are doing. That's why I actually came.
Thanks a lot, sir. I appreciate it.
I love it, seriously.
Thanks
and I'm not patronizing you because it's giving people the kind of the kind of knowledge they need to have. Have the mindset that you can do anything. And do not despise those days where you come into Canada and you're doing those menial jobs. Know that you're going somewhere. When I came into Canada, you didn't ask me this. I came in, I had companies in Nigeria. I came in, I didn't want to stay. I didn't come to stay, but at the end of the day, I had my PR, but I didn't want to stay because I had companies. My wife was here. So I was going and coming, and COVID caught me up. I said, okay, I'm here. Okay, what is here to do? I said, okay, let me drive Uber.
A company owner back in Nigeria, driving Uber here in Canada.
I drove Uber for 1.5 years.
That's a long time, sir.
Yeah. Because I was trying to, it was COVID, and by the time I finished, it was just opening up. So opportunities had not come.
Were you feeling mentally downgraded?
Me? I was living in a house.
Because it's a mindset to be a CEO back in Nigeria.
Thank you.
And you are here in a car driving people around, which would have never happened back in Nigeria. So was it mentally degrading?
Never. So let me tell you something, right? I tell people this, right? If you have a focus where you're going to, then there's nothing that is degrading. Just look at it like that way.
Okay.
I sit down in the car, right? Excuse me. And I drive.
Okay.
I had Nigerians driving that I knew. I got a community of friends like that. I was making 5,000. As in, when I say make, just total, like net and gross.
Gross, yeah.
Yeah. I was making 5,000. Then, my guys that were working were making maybe 2,000-3,000. They were asking me, how do I do it? How do I do it? I had a target for myself. I did the maths. I said, if I can make 400 every day, then I'll be, and I did the science. I said, okay, how do you move? I went to populated areas. Like, if you have 1,000 houses here, the probability somebody's going to take an Uber there is higher.
It's higher. Yeah,
so
true.
I hung around those areas.
True.
I hung around those areas, and I did all those things. And at the end of the day, when I was ready to pull out, I pulled out. Guess what? I still have people there that we were doing it. I met them doing it. They're still doing it. And I've tried to pull a couple of them out. And I say, come and pay for this. I'm not the one. It's not my school. It's somebody that I know. Come and pay for this. I got them a rebate. Come and do it. Because I know some of them are smart. Come and do it. But they'll rather use that money to go for parties. Just $1,000.
You heard?
The other used that money. One of them called me. And he called me on video. So when he called me on video, I knew he was in a party. Like, Hey, Baba, like, that's your life, right?
That's your life, right?
That's his life. No, it's not. I'm not saying don't go to parties. I go to parties.
Yeah.
But what are you doing?
Yeah.
You should more on this, right? Put your mind to it. You guys are doing fantastic, right? You started something that whether right now it might not be paying the bills, right? But it's going somewhere.
True that.
Nothing starts grandeur.
True that.
Except you stole money somewhere. It's true. Unless you steal money somewhere, you just bought it in and you pushed it in there. You're trying to launder money somewhere. Like, nothing starts grandeur.
True.
Starts callous hands upon callous hands, bricks upon brick. And you get somewhere. But Nigerians like, yes, they're trying to. I'm saying this is what you can use to feed your family, and when you are looking at the peanuts. I was making 5,000. I was staying in a house that had 4 bedrooms and a basement. Myself, I was paying 3,000. I was making 5,000. So I had 2,000. I was saying, I'm doing okay. I had 2 cars that I paid. I bought. Another thing, Nigerians don't get into that trap.
Tell us.
Nigerians get into that trap.
Tell us.
They come in, we don't understand finances. Nigerians, we don't understand finances. We come in, I have PR or I have work permit. I can go to a car shop and I buy a car. They go and they buy a car, 70,000, 50,000. One of them showed me, I said, what's the tax on the car? He didn't know. I looked at it, it was 22%. They should have soon those people to court. It's illegal. He got a tax on the car of 22%.
Wow. Not even 13.
22%. He didn't know.
It's like almost double the price.
But that's double, not almost double.
Can you imagine?
Only one car I've bought that I paid. I did what do you call this thing? Financing.
Finance, yeah.
All my cars I bought, and I bought them cash. I don't have to go for the up range. 5,000 if you can save. 7,000, 10,000. You're buying 2018 car for 10,000. 2018, 2020 car with 150, 130, 140 mileage. That's a brand new car. They are what do you call this? Some of them are repossession cars.
Yeah.
Some of them are rental cars.
Yeah.
You're buying them cash. That's the value of the car. I'm talking about Ford Escape 2021, 2020, 21, 10,000. But if you go to the dealership, you're buying it for 30,000 because they put tax and everything on top.
Yeah, and they have to spread the payment.
Yeah. So why are you killing yourself? That's another way of going back up. But because you say, 10,000 is too much money, don't buy a 10,000 car. Go to Kijiji, buy a car for 2,000, use it. When you get to that level, you don't compare yourself. We do that kind of thing. We have this competition among themselves. Oh, I'm using Range Rover Sport. Who cares? This is Canada. Everybody is the same level.
You heard?
Don't do all that nonsense. Leave that your shenanigans in Nigeria. Come here and put your head down and work for your family. And when you have the money, then you want to loud yourself. Leave all that I'm a big man there. There's no who is a big man.
If you were to give your 25-year-old self an advice with all of this that you've achieved, if you were to give your 25-year-old self an advice, what would that be?
I'll learn 2 things in Canada.
One.
I'll go and learn how to be a crane operator.
Crane operator.
After I go to university,
okay,
I'll learn how to be a crane operator.
Okay.
And I'll start 2 businesses.
2 businesses?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know one thing? Do you know how much you pay the crane operators?
No,
Google it, between $90 to $110 to $150 per hour.
Wow.
Do you know why? It's a sedentary job. First of all, you need to know mathematics and some other things. Then you go up in the sky there and you stay there and you're lifting things. So building, you have to calculate the speed, the wind direction and everything you put in there. So it's a sedentary job. the people that do it are old. They are fading out, and there are no young people
coming
in there. There are loads of jobs. There's skyscraping, cleaning windows. You have to have a head for height to do that. And how many people can swing on a window that is, they have the scaffolding, or you have the harness on your back, and you're bringing things to clean windows. Do you know what they pay them for those jobs? I'll learn a trade.
Okay.
I'll go to school.
Okay.
And combine two together.
Learn a trade, go to school, combine both together. Guys, we have touched on so many amazing points. I beg your pardon. I did told you guys before, or during the course of my introduction, I said to you guys that this will be advice driven. I personally, guys, I've learned a whole lot. And I told you he's a man of wisdom. I told you he's a man that wears many hats. And trust me, he is successful in all of those hats. Guys, we've had the privilege of bringing into the studio someone who I know that when you're watching right now, you didn't even remember, or that thing that he said never struck you. You were like, oh, really? Because you watching right now might be on your way to Canada. I didn't say it, he said it. He's an experienced person. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of this edition. I've had a blast. I've had to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So any last words?
Just be your best. Don't compete with anybody. Stay in your lane, learn, put your head down, and take care of your family. When you're coming to Canada, know that when they give you advices, or you're going to have different advice coming your way, put your head down and get people that can decipher that advice for you. Do not jump into conclusion or jump into anything anybody tells you. Wait, look around, and God will help you.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this note, we're about to wrap up. But just before we do, like we always appeal to everybody watching right now, if you've not subscribed, what are you still doing? What are you still doing? Please like, subscribe to our channel, share. That is the only way we get a pat on the back that we are doing a stupendous job. That is the only way we get motivated. That's the only way we get galvanized to bring you more of these amazing persons, more of this content. Ladies and gentlemen, they call me the Mic Master. My name is Martins Benson. I will see you on this same platform, wherever you're watching from, next time. Until then, it's peace.